Hi there, welcome to another week of Counter-Strike game and skin market update. This is Skinomics2, and this video covers the 31st of March to the 6th of April 2025. A quick word from our sponsor CS Money before we dive in. Go to trade mode, easily find the skin you want, and trade it in a few seconds. You can fund your purchases via your skins or a variety of methods. For something different, big discount on skins, you should definitely try the market mode. It is peer-to-peer, so it means you can find very good deals there. You can sell your skins instantly as well to cash out. Follow the link in the description and start trading skins the best way. Now, diving into the headlines. As everyone is aware, Valve finally released a substantial cosmetics update this week to the game. Let's walk through these additions with some market observations. First of all, the update removed 4 collections from the weekly drop pool for direct skin drops. The most impactful of which is the 2013 Train collection, which are very often used in trade-ups as it contains only 2 mil-spec items. As a result, the industrial grade items within the collection have more than doubled in price after the update. In replacement for the removed collections, 3 new collections have been released, of which Ascent is my clear favourite. All 3 collections are currently very expensive. However, they are expected to come down in price substantially over time, given every player obtains 1 item for free per week. If you do receive items from these collections, my recommendation will be to sell as soon as possible, unless you want to keep them for personal use. Additionally, 3 new items have been added to the Armory Pass. They are the limited edition XM1014 Solitude, the 2025 Train collection, and the Fever case. Curiously, none of the older items within the pass are removed, and the fact that another case has been added to the pass ahead of the active drop pool suggests that active drop pool cases may never be rotated again. Looking at the new items in a bit more detail, the XM1014 Solitude features a series of random patterns from a mountain picture. Each of the 1000 patterns is unique based on the selection of area from the pattern template. In terms of the Train collection, the red is the AWP Long Dog. Initial reception is lukewarm for it, although the Pink Sing Latte Rush and Hellish have been liked by the community. Moving on to the Fever case, which is the hottest collection from the update. It contains the long-awaited AWP Printstream, as well as the Prisma finishes for the knives contained within the Fracture case, the most popular of which is the Doppler skeleton knife. Before we continue, we need to talk about a bug which have been affecting these knives. 2 days after the release of the Fever case, people have noticed an absurd amount of rubies, black pearls, and sapphires. It would appear that Valve has treated each of these individual phases of the Doppler as its own finish with equal odds. By the 4th of April, it was quite clear that something was wrong. Subsequently, Valve confirmed the bug and said they have fixed it on the 4th. This is a very rare occasion where Valve addressed the community with regards to skins, and unboxing numbers on the 6th have shown it has indeed been fixed. I think Valve did the right thing given the risk of the Doppler market tumbling down as a result of the initial bug. However, what has not been fixed is that vanilla finishes are in these cases which should not be. The same bug happened in the Prisma cases. This may hurt the prices of vanilla finishes over the longer run. Well, what does all of this mean for the return of the Armory Pass? For the newer items, we simply do not know yet due to the 7-day trade cooldown. However, for existing collections, it has spelt disaster. With the exception of the Elemental Craft stickers, all collections have dropped below profitability after sale fees. What you see on screen right now are the red items from the 3 existing collections. Without exception, all took a nosedive after the fact that existing collections did not get removed after the new ones were added. Although the Fade fared a tiny bit better compared to the CMYK and Be the Monster. Suspicions have arisen to the reason why the crash came now have stemmed from both the new collections, but also bot farms. A quick search on Taobao, which is the Chinese Amazon equivalent, yields results pertaining to stars being able to purchase for a cheap price. Moreover, the following video has surfaced this week. The man in the video says 300 accounts in Chinese. 300台 Valve appears to have started to take action. A screenshot that was passed around the Chinese net is shown on screen whereby bots are being VAC banned. In addition, Valve has made it so even cheap 1-cent items require confirmation now in sale and trades. What has come with this change is that multiple items can now also be confirmed at once. I personally view both of these changes quite positively, as they mitigate scams and help traders. Moving forward to the Shanghai major stickers. These have also taken a hit as a result of everyone focusing on the new update this week. We are encroaching on 3 months since these stickers have been on sale. Surely their removal is quite imminent. On the 31st of March, which is one day prior to the new skins, Eve Lone spent $450,000 on 3 crafts as shown on screen. 2 of the crafts are 1 of 1, whereas the third is 1 of 2. People have said that it was a shame, and would have been better if a similar craft was completed on some of the new skins released on the day after. We move forward again to Simple, who was streaming whilst drunk and left the game early, leading to a loss for his team on Faceit. The man seems to be in a poor mental state, and I really do hope he feels better. Let's take a look of a short clip posted on Reddit.
Bro, you have f***ing AWP. Hold! You stupid bitch, just f***ing hold! I'm small banking, you hold! You hold!
Lastly for the week, B-Trams on Twitter released some more interesting graphics for Mirage this week showing kill and death locations. Mid takes the cake for both most kills and most deaths, although B Apartments is also a hotspot for deaths. Finally, let's move on to our weekly craft idea. I have 2 ideas for the new Shinobu skin this week, one for high float and one for low float. For the high float craft, place scrape down lenticular ruby streams over the top of the skin to achieve a bloody look, whereas for the low float craft, place a dystopian gaze over the right eye for a cool effect. Unfortunately, both crafts are not cheap compared to the expected price of the weapon. Switching gears now to the market. The Skinomics 2 index, which contains a list of items I used to represent the market, increased by 0.83% this week. Market sentiment has been revived with the addition of these new skins from the Spring Forward update. In a similar fashion, the eSport Fire index, which contains a list of 300 high-value liquid items, shown a reversal in outlook as well. Nevertheless, it is unclear where the market will head from here. Moving on to the buff value of trade and trade volume data sourced from iTrade.gg. The new update has ignited spark in volume, presumably from people positioning their skin portfolio to their philosophies. With the total value and volume data sourced from Steam DT, we see a similar pattern, although the volume appears to have made a larger increase compared to the value, which suggests people have been offloading cheaper items. Now, let's break the skin market movements down into categories. Starting off with knives and gloves, these have increased this week as people still have quite a bit of love over the older golds. Higher tiered weapon skins followed suit with a broad increase as well, which is good news. The Printstream collection has benefited from the AWP's release. Agents have had a week of incremental gains as well this week. Last but not least, we saw the affordable weapon segment doing the worst overall with a mixed bag of results. Moving on, according to CS2 case tracker, case unboxing numbers rebounded to 8.5 million this week, of which a large part is the new Fever case. At the same time, the player numbers have regressed back to a daily peak of 1.6 million. The excitement for the new cases have meant some of the older cases have fallen out of favour this week, with declines across the board. Active cases have declined especially hard, given people were expecting the replacement of at least one case in the drop pool, rather than another released through the Armory pass. Let's now take a glimpse at this week's biggest winners and losers. In winners, we have Eternal Fire's Copenhagen sticker. The reason for this rise is covered in the Pro Scene section. The other 2 winners are low volume and volatile souvenir items from old collections. Unsurprisingly, 2 out of the 3 items in the losers list came from the Armory pass. A volatile trade play often used in trade-ups took the 3rd spot. Onto the top trades of the week sourced from the skin trading site iTrade.gg. On buff, the second best float Garnier took the 1st place, coming in at $28,000. The 2nd place was a pair of tier 4 crimson kimonos, whereas the 3rd place was a low float Wild Lotus with 4 hollow flipside stickers applied. On CS Float, 2 emerald butterflies made the top 3 list. The 3rd was a single Cato 14 LDLC hollow fetching an eye-watering $17,900. Moving into game news, the Spring Forward update also came with an enhancement to Banana of Inferno, whereby it was widened to mimic CSGO. We should see less complaints about the map feeling claustrophobic as a result. What has been a glaring miss is an update to anti-cheat. However, some believe Valve are making progress, but just not informing the community about it so that cheaters fall behind. Now onto the pro scene. Blast Open Lisbon was won by Vitality last week as they extended their win streak in Tier 1 to an impressive 16 games. I don't think the 60 win streak by NIP in 2012 is ever going to be broken. PGL Bucharest kicked off this week and should be a good watch. In other news, there was quite a few significant roster changes this week, the first of which is Aurora signing the entire Eternal Fire roster. It was rumoured that Eternal Fire had ran out of money, so they had to sell their squad. Monezi has been signed by Falcons from G2 so he can reunite with Nico. On a side note, Overdrive reported on Telegram that Money's transfer fee exceeded that of the entire Eternal Fire team. Just goes to show how much money the owners of Falcon really have. Suhi officially replaced JKS at Liquid. He will take over the IGL role from Twists. I feel quite bad for JKS as an Australian, and I hope he finds a new team soon before the major. Other than that, Lecro departed BC Game, Heroic launched an academy roster, OG has signed Nikodos after a period of trial, Kyla departed ENTS, Saul replaces Eternal Fire to IEM Melbourne, finally, Warrior 2K joined Passion UA and their coach Kane has departed the organisation. I am still open to skin donations, and a reminder to join my Discord. Please like, share and subscribe. On that bombshell, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!